Hello and welcome. This is a quick 5-minute introduction to where everything is in the Kalicube platform. First and foremost, in this top corner we have the entities. We group them together because they're all related. Each entity, when you work on it, will help and support the other entities, obviously vice versa, and you can switch between them really quickly, really simply there, and once you've switched, it will be switched for your navigation within the platform. 2 buttons here: optimize your brand SERP, manage your knowledge panel. Optimize your brand SERP coming soon. Ironic, because this is why I built the platform, but people were more interested in knowledge panels, and you can navigate to there. Here we have the 5 steps: define your entity home, write a clear, focused and factual description, establish the fundamental facts about the entity, create machine readable schema markup version of the first 3 steps and add it to your entity home, and update the information about the entity. Now I'm going to go through these, but I'm not going to explain them in detail. There's another description, another video that you can watch, which is 35 minutes long, which explains more of it. And over time I'll add more videos, one to each section, so you can understand better what it is you need to do. For the moment, let's just go through the different sections. First, define your entity home. You can choose it, you can change it here. This is my With Jason Barnard podcast, and that's the entity home is not this one, in fact it's that one. And I can click submit, and that will save it to the system. Now if I switch to Kalicube and I go back to the entity home, I can define that entity home as the about page. Now I recommend about page and not the home page. If you want to know more about that, watch the 35-minute video if you have the time. Next, once we've done that, we go to the description. The subtitle, which is what you want to appear in the knowledge panel underneath your name. For me, it's Jason Barnard, British musician, which is something I'm going to get changed by working through Kalicube to get this changed to a digital marketing consultant or something similar. In this case, it's digital marketing agency because it's the company. Executive summary, short description with an extension of that. This is the extension of the one above. Once again, you can watch the longer video to learn more about that. You submit it. It categorizes according to Google. This is Google's NLP that tells us it's 99% certain that we're in the business services. So that's a good description. Then we add the information. Here we have the description. You've got the company name, alternate name, so on and so forth. Depending on the type of entity, the information will change. The information you're asked for. You fill all of that in. Once that's filled in, you submit it. Saves it to the system, little message there for updated. It generates a schema markup for you. You then add that schema markup to the entity home, either using your CMS. In WordPress, I just use an HTML block in the middle of the page. It doesn't show to the user. Google doesn't care whether it's in the header or in the page itself. Depends on your CMS, how you can add it to that entity home, but it's incredibly important to add it because this is the information that we're stating to Google about the company, the entity, the person, and that we point out using this long list here of same as, over there it's confirmed, over there it's confirmed, over there it's confirmed, over there it's confirmed, which then brings me to the next part, which is full list of corroborative sources, which is this list that we've sorted out for you. And you go through these and you simply correct them all and make sure they all correspond to what you've been saying on the entity home. Now you can quickly sort them. Start with the data sources. Go through Wikipedia. I've got a French Wikipedia page, Wikidata. There's Celebrity Life Wiki. Probably not particularly important, but you might want to correct it. I don't personally care about these. Some people do, so we leave them in there just in case. We've got the data BNF, very interesting. But then I can also go through then the profile pages. The reason we do this is because the work is very similar on all of these platforms. You can actually go through it much quicker visiting the link. We'll take one here at random, the person profile for me, going to the link, correcting the information, using the description that you've written elsewhere, using the same photo. All this information just needs to corroborate what it is we've said on the entity home. And that's it. You go through that, and after a while it will indicate to you, or it will update, sorry, the knowledge panel, or create a knowledge panel, and we can actually track your presence in Google's knowledge graph through the API alongside the updates. And as you can see, when you do the work, the confidence score goes up. That means Google's increasingly confident that it's understood who I am, what I do, who my audience is, which is the fundamental basis of everything we need to do to get Google to recommend us as a solution to its users, who are our audience. This is the first piece of tracking we've got. We're going to add some more tracking further down the line. Then we've got competitor insights. You can actually see what's happening on the left-hand side of the SERP in terms of blue links, social platforms, news, videos, pages, images. People also ask for a person in the business and industrial. And if I then switch to Kalicube, you'll see that it changes to corporation within that. And we have the data that allows us to say for a corporation in the business and industrial section, the social platforms that dominate in the blue links, there you go. LinkedIn, 50%, Facebook, 23%. So LinkedIn is clearly dominating. And if I then switch to a person, you'll see that the domination of the social platforms changes very slightly. LinkedIn is slightly less dominant and Twitter has moved up to second place. So you can obviously focus your strategies according to that. And we have all of these pieces of information you can check out in the news if you want to, which left rail elements, video boxes, image boxes, social media people also ask. And then on the right rail is the knowledge for our industry. Once again, person in the industrial, what are the right rail elements? That's going to be knowledge panels, see results, and a few local business listings because the data is not fully cleaned. We're in the process of cleaning it up right now. Trusted sources are sources that are cited in the knowledge panel. Wikipedia dominates, but there are a lot of other options there for you depending on who you are, what kind of entity you are, and what industry you're in, the ontology. The subtitle is very interesting if you want to pick a subtitle. You can see what Google is already using for different people, or in the case of companies, if we go back to Kalicube, the subtitles you can expect to see for different companies, and the top one is going to be company. Software company, media company, pharmaceutical company. So you can get an idea. The fact that Google doesn't have it in this list doesn't mean to say you can't use it. You can invent your own. Google's pretty free and easy with that. But these are probably going to be the easiest ones to get. As you can see, 49% of this company, because that's the most general one it can find. Here you have all the different options. Feel free to have a look around. Limited to the entity types and the categories for the entities that you're actually working on. So that's a quick 5-minute run through. If you want more information, go through the 35-minute run through, and over time I'll be adding more videos, one to each page, to really explain in detail what they do. That was just to show you how it all works. And if you want to contact us, click on contact us and ping us an email and we can help you out. Thank you very much.